than a week after generating the vote of confidence at the House of Representatives for the second time after the change in national political equation, Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal is still holding in fact a parley with the top brass leaders of ruling alliance to delve on power share and government operation. Good evening, I'm Sarah Sapsanama. Let's begin with the headlines of the hour. Loan sharks operate under political cover. Government decides to amend laws following pressure from victims. A dialogue committee formed to further the talks with victims. Number of complaints at the Department of Money Laundering on the rise. Department receives almost 500 complaints in 8 months, but cites lack of human resource for sluggish investigation. A deadly fire claims the lives of at least 39 in a migrant processing center in Ciudad Juarez on US-Mexico border. Many of the victims thought to be Venezuelans trying to make their way to the US. And Laos makes it to the final of Prime Minister Three Nations Cup tournament as Nepal and Bhutan play a draw. The meeting of the 10-party ruling alliance held this evening to find a consensus on the expansion of Council of Ministers has ended inconclusive. All parties remain firm in their own stances, pushing the cabinet expansion that was expected for tomorrow to uncertainty. In the meeting held at the Prime Minister's official residence in Balwatar, Nepali Congress claimed for 9 ministerial portfolios, Janata Samajwadi and Unified Socialist 3 each and Loktantrik Samajwadi 2. On a different note, the meeting this evening also dwelt on the government's common minimum program as Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal distributed the draft of the program to all parties. The program will be finalized following a review from all parties. The government considers the trend of imposing exorbitant interest rates on loans a crime. However, leaders and cadres of political parties have been found involved in such cases. Meanwhile, police have failed to book the guilty while political parties have refrained in fact from taking responsibility. Rammoti Singh from Siraha is a victim of loan shark allegedly identified as Trivun Shah. Shah is also a member of the Provincial Assembly of Madhya Province and is from Janamat Party. It has been understood that Shah has been exerting pressure on Singh to pay 900,000 rupees while having already cleared the loan of 300,000. Rammoti is one among many victims of loan sharks who have arrived in the capital in search of justice. It has been alleged that Provincial Assembly member Shah has been exploiting locals and had urged the victims to return to their home districts and settle the accounts after his involvement came to surface. Singh said Shah's associates had arrived to take her home a short while after leader C.K. Raut gave assurances of providing them justice. Another victim, Maya Devi Chaudhary of Siraha, had taken loans from Janata Samajwadi leader Ram Sevak Yadav on several occasions, amounting to 681,000 rupees. Yadav has claimed for over 18 million rupees from Chaudhary. The 67-year-old had taken the loan against her land, which Yadav has refused to return. Elsewhere, victims have accused Chief of Siraha's Sukhipur municipality and CPN-UML leader Ram Avatar Yadav of being a loan shark. Likewise, Congress leader from Siraha, Samrika Singh, have also been accused of being a loan shark. Investigations have exposed involvement of political leaders, government officials and members of educational as well as banking and financial institutions. The government has begun initiatives for dialogue with the victims of loan sharks who had arrived Kathmandu from Madhya Province after 11 days on foot. A committee led by Joint Secretary of the Ministry of Home Affairs, Rudra Devi Sharma, has been formed for talks. The committee has urged the victims to participate in dialogue. The victims who were heading for the official residence of the Prime Minister in Balwatar were stopped by police, following which they protested at Tangal. Officials of the Ministry of Home Affairs met with the victims and said that the existing laws could not address their demands. Following assurances from the officials of the Ministry of Home Affairs, the victims left for Baneshwar, where they held another protest. They have said the protest will continue until the government ensures them justice. Meanwhile, chairperson of Rashtra Swatantra Party and former Home Minister Ravi Lamichhane has also met with the victims of loan sharks and assured them of addressing their issues. The government has decided to introduce legal provisions against lending money on high interest rates and call the practice a crime. The meeting of the Council of Ministers held earlier today decided to amend the Criminal Code Act and recognize the act of charging high interest rates on loan as a crime. The meeting decided to forward the bill to the Cabinet Committee to complete the amendment process. Welcome back. Complaints have been piling up at the Department of Money Laundering investigation as the department has failed to investigate in fact, the cases and take actions against the offenders. The department has taken only 86 cases of money laundering to the special court, while not all cases have been adjudged in their favor. The department, meanwhile, has attributed its inefficiency to lack of human resource. In more than a decade since its establishment, the department has struggled to conduct adequate investigations on cases of money laundering. 341 complaints have been filed at the department so far, out of which only 86 have been registered at the special court, 13 cases to the Supreme Court for review. The department has won 10 cases that had been recorded at the Supreme Court. The lowest number of cases of money laundering was filed at the department in the fiscal year 2066-67, while the highest 489 cases were filed in 2079-80. In 2066-67, the department filed just one case and 14 in 2077-78. Investigations have not been carried out in all the cases filed at the departments. 784 cases have remained pending at the department. Most of the complaints are filed against scam, corruption and banking crimes. It's time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
But before today's question, let's take a look at the results from yesterday's poll. Yesterday we asked you what should be done to stop child marriage. 20% voted for option A, strict implementation of law, 64% for B, raise public awareness, and 16% for C, local levels activeness. And here's today's question. What do you term more than two-thirds examinees failing to clear the engineering license examination? Your options are A, poor quality of education, B, students lacking seriousness, and C, confusion caused by the new system. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Now, in our Public Voice segment, today we've asked how have they seen the real estate sector in recent time. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
Public Voice.
आर्थिक मन्दीका कारण पनि किनबेच बन्दै छ।
आर्थिक अवस्थाको आय आर्जन नभएसम्म घर जग्गाको कारोबार चाहिँ त्यति उत्तर चढाव भएको देख्दैन।
बैंकहरुले लोन नदिने भएको भएर अहिले यतिखेर चाहिँ हाम्रो गाउँघरमा चाहिँ जग्गा किन्ने र बेच्नेको चाहिँ यो चाहिँ बन्द छ।
600-700 को हाराहारीमा मात्रै बल्ल जग्गा पास भएको अवस्था छ। किन्ता काटहरु रोकेर अनि अब किनेको हरि पास गर्न पाएको छैन।
पहिलाको तुलनामा चाहिँ धेरै तल खस्केको छ।
भूमि सुधार ऐनले नै 2 रोपनी भन्दा कम नकाट्ने भनेपछि जनताहरुलाई एकदम मर्कामा परेका छन्।
अंशवण्डामा चाहिँ यो किता काटले चाहिँ धेरै गाह्रो पारिराखेको छ।
किता काट नभएर घर जग्गा बेच्न धेरै अप्ठ्यारो छ।
सोचेको मूल्य पाइरहेको छैन।
आफ्नै जग्गा बेचौं भन्दाखेरि पनि बिक्री हुने अवस्था नै छैन।
आर्थिक मन्दीको कारणले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ जग्गा अहिले ठप्प जस्तै छ।
भरतपुर महानगरपालिकाले किता काटलाई अलिकति सहज गरेपछि अलिकति हल्का केही चहलपहल बढे जस्तो छ।
मान्छेहरुले अहिले जग्गा किन्न सक्ने अवस्थाहरु निर्माण भएको छैन।
सानो बजेटका सानसानो टुक्राहरु चाहिँ कारोबार भइरहेको पहिला भन्दा अलि बढी भएको जानकारी छ।
बेच्ने मान्छे धेरै हुनुहुन्छ, किन्ने मान्छे खासै कोही पनि हुनुहुन्न।
व्यापार छैन, बैंकले लोन पनि दिदैन। धेरै पैसा जम्मा एकैचोटी जम्मा गर्नलाई मान्छेलाई गाह्रो पर्ने भावनाले
थप्पै जस्तै भए अहिले मार्फत कार्यहरु सबै।
Relatives of fire victims at a migrant holding center in Ciudad Juarez in northern Mexico waited anxiously for news of their loved ones after the deadly blaze claimed 39 migrants. At least 39 from Central and South America died after a fire broke out at a migrant holding center in the Mexican northern border city of Ciudad Juarez, apparently caused by a protest over deportations. Mexican President Andrés Manuel López Obrador said authorities believe the blaze in the city opposite El Paso, Texas, broke out after some migrants set fire to mattresses in protest after discovering they would be deported. 28 of the dead at the center were Guatemalans, Guatemala's National Migration Institute said. A spokesperson for Guatemala's foreign ministry said Mexican officials had informed them that some Venezuelans at the center had set mattresses alight. There were 68 adult men from Central and South America staying at the facility in the city opposite El Paso, Texas. 29 of them were injured in the blaze and taken to 4 hospitals in the area. A Honduras Foreign Ministry official said there had been 13 Hondurans at the center but did not yet know if any of them were among the dead. The fire, one of the most lethal to hit the country in years, occurred as the US and Mexico are battling to cope with record levels of border crossings at their shared frontier.
Sports news.
Nepal dodged a defeat against Bhutan in the Prime Minister Three Nations Cup as Deepak Raj Singh Thakuri found the net in the last minute. The two sides played a 1-1 draw this evening, which means Bhutan failed to enter into the final. Laos will now play against Nepal in the title decider on Friday. Despite piling pressure on Bhutan throughout the regulation time, Nepal failed to create adequate chances. Bhutan took the lead in the 20th minute through Tenzing Norway's header. Towards half-time, Pujan Uparkoti and Sunny Shrestha both attempted headers but failed to find the net. Anjan Bishta left the field due to injury in the 51st minute, while the 70th minute attempt by Deepak Raj also failed to make a difference. Manish Dangi's 2 attempt after that also went wasted before Deepak Raj equalized in the 90th minute. This was Deepak's first goal for the national team, having debuted in the second half of the match against Laos. With the draw, Nepal topped the points table with 4 points and entered into the final. This is the first draw Nepal has played against Bhutan, having defeated the team in all 12 matches played previously. This was also the first match where Bhutan took the lead first. Up next is the weather update. That is all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Good night.